The spread of the pandemic-declared novel coronavirus, COVID-19, has brought the entire world to a standstill. Since it is a new type of virus, scientists around the globe are working tirelessly to find a cure or vaccine for the deadly and highly contagious disease. However, coronavirus is not the first and only viral disease which is dangerous for human life. There are several other viral diseases which from time to time have been causing damage to human lives. The following are some of the most dangerous viruses in the world. Marburg Virus. In 1967, a group of lab workers in Marburg and Frankfurt, Germany, and in Belgrade, Serbia, contracted a new type of hemorrhagic fever from some virus-carrying African green monkeys that had been imported for research and development of polio vaccines. It spreads through direct contact with body fluids such as blood, and the tissue of an infected person, animal. Symptoms. These include severe illness, serious headaches, muscle pain, diarrhea, cramps, and vomiting. It causes people to look like they have deep-seated eyes. Carriers. Monkeys and fruit bats are common carriers. Mortality rate. 24% in the first outbreak, more than 80% in the 1998 to 2005 s. 587 cases and 475 deaths occurred. Ebola Virus. The first outbreaks occurred near rainforests in remote villages of Africa in the 1970s. Named after Ebola River, once known as Ebola hemorrhagic fever. It spreads through blood, bodily fluids and secretions, and by coming into contact with contaminated surfaces. Symptoms. These include fever, fatigue, a sore throat, headaches, muscle pain, rash, vomiting, diarrhea, impaired liver and kidney function, internal and external bleeding, and low white blood cell count. Carriers. Porcupines, forest antelope, monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees, and the fruit bat. Mortality rate. Average rate is 50%, but can vary from 25% to 90% in outbreaks. 28,616 cases and 11,310 deaths were reported. Rabies virus. Rabies has a long and storied history dating back to 2300 BCE in records of Babylonians who went mad and died after being bitten by dogs. While this virus itself is a beast, the sickness it causes is now as wholly preventable if treated immediately with a series of vaccinations. It has been found on every continent except for Antarctica. Symptoms. These include fever, headaches, brain inflammation, partial paralysis, anxiety, insomnia, abnormal behavior, hallucinations, delirium, coma, and death. Carriers. Both domestic and wild animals can transmit rabies to humans. Mortality rate. Requires immediate wash for at least 15 minutes. One of the most dangerous viruses that have a 100% fatality rate if ignored to take immediate action. Influenza virus. Also referred to as the flu, influenza results in infection to the lungs, nose, and throat. An infected one can infect someone before knowing they are ill themselves. It can worsen other illnesses that an individual may have, including diabetes, heart disease, asthma, or other chronic illnesses. Carriers. A person can be contagious 24 hours before the onset of symptoms. Mortality rate. During the 2018 to 2019 season, an estimated 35.5 million people getting sick and 34,200 deaths from influenza. Coronavirus. On December 31, 2019, the World Health Organization office in China heard the first reports. Coronavirus is mostly attacking the people who have a travel history, especially from China. It spreads from person to person in close proximity, mainly by touching the surfaces which are contaminated. The droplets of bodily fluids such as saliva or mucus from an infected person can infect less than 1 meter near people. Symptoms. These include runny nose, sore throat, dry cough, and high fever. In the most severe case, infected one can have breathing difficulties. Carriers. From where the coronavirus started is still a mystery, but researchers claim that it all started in a wet market in Wuhan, China. Like many other markets, farmed and exotic animals are killed on site to ensure freshness. Mortality rate: 3.4% as of March 3, estimated by the WHO.